Hi, I'm Sister Mary Helen. I feel like Blanche Devereaux on her way to the Rusty Anchor in this outfit. And this is Recapping the Race. Okay, so if you have not yet caught up on the most recent episode of RuPaul's Drag Race and RuPaul's Drag Race Untucked, and you're gonna be really pissy if somebody spoils it for you, but for some reason you're still watching this video, here's your spoiler alert. Shut up, Rose. Okay, so this episode starts with all of the queens coming for Derek. Oh, Derek should have been in the bottom. Derek was terrible. No, Derek should have been in the bottom many, many times. Last week was not one of them, but this is a whole new week and a whole new episode. You want to hear my thoughts on Derek Barry last week? You can watch last week's video. I'll link to it here or there or somewhere. And they're coming for her makeup. They're like, oh, she's wearing the same face, the same face, the same face. And yeah, this is a drag competition. You want to see something different every single time. But there is something to be said for a paint-by-numbers face when the paint-by-numbers face is super gorgeous every single time. There's no reason for her to be changing up her shit and doing all sorts of craziness if it works for her. This episode's mini challenge was the puppet challenge, which everybody loves because everybody loves a puppet. I kind of think the winner should have been Derek Barry. You know, as much as I hated on him in this series for a while, he's kind of grown on me. I think his Naomi puppet was incredible, down to the splits and the terrible drag acting. I mean, he read her to filth and back. He read her from cover to cover. He read her like a magazine at Barnes & Noble and then just put her back. I see why Chi-Chi won though. Her Bob the Drag Queen was also fairly spot on, especially the jokes. That was a good joke. Oh, okay. So then Naomi Smalls and Derek Barry got into the fight of fights, and it proceeded for the entire episode. And it was just, for me, it was like when you're backstage at amateur night and those queens that have been doing drag for 2 years like start fighting each other. No, I'm prettier. No, I'm prettier. I'm cuntier. I'm cuntier. I'm sassy. I'm sassier. It was like, you're both terrible. Stop talking. They really came for each other. It was like, you don't have a career. Well, you don't have any hair. Well, you're stupid. I mean, they really went in. Like, this wasn't a play fight. This was not for play. This was for real. Derek keeps feeling like he's getting picked on. He's like, oh, I can't say anything. And it's like, well, it's not funny when you mean it. Like, there's a read, like you read your sisters and everybody laughs and it's a joke. It's a completely different thing when you absolutely mean it, and you can tell that Derek absolutely means everything he says. He's not saying these jibes to be like funny, oh haha, we're sisters. He's saying them because he's like, no, I want to hurt your feelings. It's a real sign of insecurity. Insecurity by Derek Barry. Maybe Naomi could model that for him. She'd be a good spokesperson for that. This episode should have been entitled Mommy Drama. I feel like the through line was, okay, each of these girls has something really emotional to say about their mother, so let's throw the mother challenge in there sort of out of nowhere. It's the book ball about your mother. Like, it's a little bit out of nowhere. That's drama for drama's sake. Reality TV. Go figure. I kind of gagged a little bit when we saw the picture of Chi-Chi's mother. Chi-Chi looks just like her. Her mother is fucking beautiful. Like, what a mother-daughter resemblance. It was kind of crazy. And RuPaul talks to Kim Chi about her mother and her mother not knowing she does drag. And that bitch up in there like she's a motherfucking therapist, you know? And how does that make you feel? What is the root of your shame? Where does that come from? Motherfucker got her PhD at RDR. And I was a little gagged. She was like, oh, here's a bunch of books. Destroy them to make an outfit. And I kind of, maybe this might be the old school teacher in me, but I feel like this would have been the challenge had I made it that far. Well, had I been on the show and then made it that far. I feel like this is the challenge where I would have gone home. I would have had to be like, I can't destroy a book to make an outfit. It just, something about that just seems kind of distasteful to me. I don't care for that. And I know there's gonna be some ignorant queens out there that are like, oh girl, whatever, it's just a challenge. Yeah, you the kind of bitch that needs to go read another book and not destroy it to make a costume if you weren't offended by this challenge. So they're all busy working on their 3 different costumes and trying to tell a story, and the surprise is they also have to do an opening number. And it's like, oh, Chi-Chi, since you won the mini challenge, your prize is to be the choreographer. It's like, hey, here's your prize, you get to be all fucked up and have to deal with bullshit. Congratulations. And the opening number is all based on Jerry Blank and Strangers with Candy, which is an incredible TV show. If you don't know it, stop watching this right now and like go. It's gotta be on Netflix or Hulu or Amazon or some shit. Go find it and watch that shit. It's fucking brilliant. And I think clearly the only one that has ever seen it is Bob the Drag Queen. She's the only one that embodied that character. And Naomi Smalls is like, I don't know what Strangers with Candy is. I don't know what Jerry Blank is. Ask, bitch. Ask someone. There's no shame in not knowing something, but I think there should be a little bit of shame in being willfully ignorant. I'd rather pretend that I know because I would be embarrassed to ask the question. Don't be embarrassed to ask the question. Be embarrassed that you're embarrassed to ask the question. Okay, and now this was the real gag of the episode for me, was when everyone laid into Bob the drag queen about her makeup, and Kimchi was like, I saw your pictures, you're just lips and lashes, and everyone's like, yeah, and Bob was like, no I don't, I always do a full beat. And I swear to Christ I had that same exact conversation with her last week. We ran into each other at a performance of Something Rotten, and my good friend Marisha Wallace is in the show. She got us backstage, was giving us a tour, we were all hanging out, and I was talking to her about the episode where she only had 15 minutes to put on a face, and everyone was like, ooh, she's going down. I said, oh, she never wears makeup, she's got plenty of time. And she was like, no I don't, why does everyone say that? And then this episode aired. It's like I had my psychic wig on, bitch. I did kind of like the moment where Derek and Naomi became friends again. It was a little contrived, but, you know, there was this moment of, okay, I'm gonna try to do this new thing, let me ask your advice. And Naomi was like, here's my advice, and I thought it was a really pretty moment. So they do this opening number where they're all supposed to be Jerry Blank, and they have these, like, front teeth in to give them, like, that Jerry Blank look, and none of their top lips moved. Go back and watch the episode again. Every single one of them is like a puppet. It's like, my bottom jaw moves, but not my top one. It's ridiculous. I liked the majority of the baby looks. I thought Bob's look was a little underwhelming. It was exactly right. It was just a little kid playing in their mom's outfit, but it was a little underwhelming. As was Derek Barry's. I don't think he really did the challenge. It was like, oh, as a little kid, I wanted to be the Little Mermaid, so here's me in a glamorous outfit instead of being, well, glamorous, instead of being a little girl. I don't think that was the challenge. She didn't look like a little kid. She just looked like a grown woman with ugly eyebrows and big shoes. And bless Derek Barry's heart, there's nothing he can do. They're always gonna come for him for looking like someone else. If he wears his natural brow, he looks too much like Britney Spears. If he blocks his brow, he looks too much like Meryl Streep. Once again, Naomi Smalls hits the runway with no titties. I'm gonna change her name. It's gonna be Naomi Small Titties. I thought we had learned a lesson. I thought we were gonna have padding and tits and no, we didn't. Just once. Just one. Don't wanna have too much titty. It's just one episode. Just that. 2 episodes would be too much titty. Too much titty. Titty. I really liked Kimchi's final look. The way the pages were laid gave her sort of an 8-bit texture, like she had just stepped out of a Nintendo. I thought it was really lovely. And I love that she had a through line. I'm just not entirely sure why she did it that way or where it came from. It didn't really come from the challenge. It seemed like something external that she put on top of it. And that just might be me being Stella Adler, but I kind of need the inspiration to come from the text and not to just put things in externally, if that makes any sense. It was lovely. I wasn't sure why it was happening. Naomi's book outfit was gorgeous. These pieces coming every way like an exploding star. I wanted to put it on top of my Christmas tree. But that fucking wig, didn't she just say some shit about how you're not gonna see her with one of those Beyonce wigs you just put on your head? That was just a wig out of a box on a head. It was just flat. You can't have no titties and a flat wig. Pick one. Okay, and I know Bob didn't really do the challenge because it wasn't really made out of books, but that look was stunning. That was a gorgeous outfit. It's gonna go for lots of money on eBay, you watch. And poor Derek Barry, that book outfit was non-existent. He goes on and on in Untucked about all the work he put into it, and I feel like he put a lot of thought into it. Oh, I'm gonna use this color and this word and this texture, but the thought doesn't count for anything if it comes out as an ugly outfit. You can say, oh, well, I put so much thought into this, but the execution was terrible. So it was well thought out, but it was terribly done. It was the exact same thing he did for the Christmas challenge on the very first episode, and they told him, don't do it. It's basic drag 101. Stop gluing shit onto a bra and panty set. And that's what it was. It was shit glued onto a bra and panty set. It was well thought out shit. Terribly executed. Chi-Chi's outfit as an entire ensemble was gorgeous. I just wanted her to smack somebody in the hair with that ponytail. It was kind of every little thing, and the accents on her face. That was a well thought out outfit. That was a well played, well executed, well thought out outfit. As the judges were deliberating the outfits amongst themselves, Ross Matthews kept defending Derek Barry's outfit, and I'm like, stop defending that ugly fucking outfit. Oh, but she's trying so hard. Try doesn't count. I'm sure it was a glamorous, beautiful outfit in her mind. Unfortunately, I can't see in her mind, and what she created was bullshit. It was like paper mache before you paint it. It was like a ransom note. And as much as I now kind of like Derek Barry, I can't lay off that outfit. I can't. And Michelle Visage talking about Naomi Smalls. Oh, she's the underdog. She's come up from behind. Who would have seen it coming? I did. I saw it coming. I've been saying it every week on this show. The youngest, skinniest, prettiest one always makes it to the top, regardless. And they always pretend like it's a surprise. Where did this skinny girl come from? Oh, now she's just turning us out. Waist blindness. Waist blindness. You couldn't see because of the little skinny waist. But she has turned out some cute looks, though. I will say that. These last few episodes, she's really pulled off some looks. I don't think she's right for the crown, but she's pulled off some cute looks. So we get to our bottom two, and it's clearly Derek Barry and Bob the drag queen. I was like, what? And I think it's because she didn't really do the challenge. I'm not sure if she didn't say that they were book covers mostly on the top, or if it just got cut in editing or what, but she didn't really do the challenge, so she had to be in the bottom two, but at no point was I worried. I don't think at any point anyone was concerned that Bob was gonna go home instead of Derek Barry, especially how much they were hating on Derek Barry in this particular episode, and how much they seemed to love Bob in general. So it was not really climactic. I wasn't like on the edge of my seat or anything. I was sort of being able to sit back like, okay, I know how this is gonna play out. And watching the two perform, it was the difference between a really grounded queen that's a performer and like an amateur night performance. And I don't want to liken Derek Barry to amateur night, but it was that kind of like that flailing around, there's a certain bit of groundedness that comes with practice performing where you don't feel the need to do something every single second. You can fully realize your song without constantly doing something. And that's something that young queens have a really hard time with. They think every beat of every song, every word, I have to like have a dance move. You don't have to do something every single, so this is some advice from Auntie Sister Mary Helen. You don't have to do something every single second of every song. And it's funny to me that Derek Barry's been doing drag for 13 years. And that's what we're getting with the outfit design, with the brow blocking, with the performance. You know, he's been doing such a specific niche of drag that you can't really say that he's been a drag queen for 13 years. He's been a Britney Spears impersonator for 13 years, and he does that better than almost anyone I've ever seen. He doesn't have the vocabulary in drag to be able to pull off these other performances as himself yet, and that's something I hope he really works on because I think he could be really good at it. He can turn other looks that aren't Britney Spears, and he can be himself because he's really pretty and he has the drive and the desire. So I hope this show launches him into more performances. He can become more comfortable and more grounded and doesn't feel the need to like do something I don't know, he did a lot of that. That's what the whole number was for me. So we have to say goodbye to the lovely and handsome Derek Barry, who has kind of grown on me like a fungus in a frat boy's shower, and we're left with a final four that I think this is gonna be a bloodbath. These next two episodes are gonna be a fucking bloodbath getting to the top two and the top three. I'm still gonna say it's Bob the drag queen. I'm still gonna say it's Naomi Smalls. That last spot I think is going to go to Kimchi, but I really hope it goes to Chi Chi DeVayne. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the show, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel, or we can be friends on Facebook. You can also find me on Instagram and on Twitter. My name is Sister Mary Helen, and this has been Recapping the Race.